As you know, since we're having the two Bonderas right now, it was three Bonderas earlier. So Bonderas especially was organized by the Comunidades of that island. Diwar island had three Comunidades. That's Naveli, Golti and Samathias. So we had three Bonderas. Now if you all know, Comunidad looks after the land and field of the whole villages. So, moment it is land, the boundaries come into play. So when the boundaries come into play, this was started by long ago, years ago, that the Comunidades will take care of the boundaries. So something like this Bonderas was started, and the program was like this. The villagers or the people Gaonkar of that particular Comunidad is to get assembled near the Comunidad house, and with a lot of band and pomp they used to move around and mark their boundaries. So these boundaries were marked, and it is to culminate again back to the Comunidad, the place, and a small celebration is to happen. So, as I was telling you, why there should not be two and not as how requested or asked by the authorities, why don't you all have one for the island? So having one Bondera does not have totally defeats the idea of having Bondera. What is Bondera? Bondera is to mark their borders. So if there are no two Bonderas, then how do you mark your borders? So as I was telling you, there were three Comunidades, and over the time, since it was the paddy fields and all, the income used to come to these Comunidades, they used to manage this Bondera because they used to finance this Bondera. So after people really stopped cultivating their fields, Shidao Monetalo, to Shidao Ahi to Tare Comunidade, to bonds of those, the income stopped. And of course, the Comunidades, these are still there, but they don't have the money to stand. So that's how the Bonderas slowly started dying down. And Golti and Naveli, Comunidad, since belong to one village, the association there took it up. And we on the other side, at the Saint Matthias Sports Club, took it from our Comunidad, that is Samathias, Malar Comunidad, and we started organizing Bondera. So to keep both the Bonderas alive, since it is part of the rivalry which is happening and marking our borders, we have to have two Bonderas, otherwise Bonderas has no meaning of having one Bondera there. So that's my first point. And my second point is, if you all have heard the latest assembly in this, the MLA said, Dhakti Bondera and Oldie Bondera. So there is nothing called Dhakti Bondera and Oldie Bondera. Bonderas are Bondera, since I told you, it has been happening in both the villages. It was Poili Bondera and Dusri Bondera. I don't know when it's changed to Dhakti and Oldie. So this is my second point, that please make sure that it is Poili Bondera and Dusri Bondera. Thank you.
Asafai, I would like to ask you, what is the difference between Samathias, Malar Bondera and Diwar Bonderam?
As I mentioned earlier, Bondera is a festival which marks borders. That's it. There is much no difference as such. Only the difference what has started now is the Pasoi, which is included in our Bondera, which the Diwar Bonderam or the Piadat Bonderam, not the Diwar. Diwar is the whole island. Okay. Piadat Bonderam does not have. They have a march, but without a significance.
And I think you have more of knowledge sharing.
Yes. That's right. So the Pasoi, which is part of our celebration, is very, very significant, because if we don't have the Pasoi, it's like having fest, Sokai and Sanjay celebration. Fest nandala kohale celebration. So I am fest kotta Sokai and celebration Sanjay.
And thank you so much. And that brings me to Renita Almeida, who is the Vice President of the club, who will give us the flow of the events of the day and also also furnish us with what knowledge sharing events you have and explain a little about Festival at Pasoi.
Yeah, so I'm Remy D. Almeida, Vice President of the St. Matthias Sports Club. In the last few years, we have tried to make the Malar Bonderam start from the morning session. So we have something called the morning session and the evening session. In the morning session, we start around at 11 o'clock. The morning session is broadly about holistic and progressive educational way to make the Bonderam platform to bring children from different regions of Goa and bring them here at St. Matthias Sports Club and give them a holistic education. So this year what we have done, we have got Dr. Aaron Lobo, who is a marine scientist, who is going to kind of cover the topic on basically Sheetkodi. Amchi Sheetkodi is Goanchi identity. And how islands biodiversity could be actually be used to understand how this fish curry can be preserved. Having our children nowadays with mobiles and malls all over our place, the food type is changing and the habits are changing. So Malar Bonderam is using that platform to try and actually see if we can use academic people like Dr. Aaron Lobo to bring about that education. We have Dr. Glennis Mendonça, who's also going to be talking on this platform of JED Talks to talk about Goan folk songs and folk dances. Dr. Suresh from the Goan Agricultural College, the principal, is coming to give a session on backyard gardening. Now these sessions are very much focused for college students and anyone who is interested to grow their knowledge. We also have during that time, around this time, Mohalla workshop. Also we have Rotessa workshop, basically the furniture weaving. These workshops are happening over the sites in the courtyard at St. Matthias. Also we have over the years encouraged our Malar young youth to form an acoustic band. And here the saxophone, the violin, the guitar, and the organ is used to basically the band plays for the college students and the people visiting and makes it very entertaining. Old Goan songs, and the gumod and all is used. So it's very vibrant mood there, which basically is a progressive way and also a way which we keep it very rustic. So Bonderam is not just about full blast entertainment, but something which is very traditional to Goa, and that becomes a very rooted way to keep our Goan traditions. So at the afternoon time, we finish with the Bonderam Jawan, where the food that we serve. This time we have kishmur, going to gaundi rice, kodi, bandiachi and sungtachi, and bongone. So these kind of dishes are laid out for the visiting crowd. After around 2:30, when this session gets over, we move to the Malar Church, where there are buses provided from the Malar Church to go to from the St. Matthias Club to the Malar Church. There we culminate into the blessing of the Pasoi. Once we reach there, around at 3:30 we start the Pasoi, which is a heritage walk, and we walk around the village, and at around two places we walk. And this year, Travelling Dome, Talula De Silva, who is a prominent personality amongst us, she will be coming there and putting up a street play. Then there are stops where Goan sweets are served, and this time I think we have ball, ale bele. So those sweets, people are all the students are moving around, playing the guitars, gumod, and a sing song is taking place, and a full vibrant mood is going on as they walk around the village. That at the same time, around at 3:30, near the St. Matthias Sports Club, where the stage is set up, the DJs Sarjan and Vishal have been invited this year, and our host Joel Almeida is going to be taking over the stage around that time to pick up on playing Konkani mandlis using the DJ. So the bash will start at that time, and around that time even the kathodio and fancy dress will be happening. In the meantime, this 200 students would have walked, and around 5 o'clock they would have reached the stage. So when the students reach the stage, the crowd is collected, the mood is completely vibrant, energetic and full of zest. That then ends and we start moving into the floats where the wards, each of the wards that are been preparing for the last 6 to 8 weeks to perform for the floats are getting ready. The floats will happen between 5:30 to 7:30, and after that we will have live music and DJs coming on. In between that, the delegates would be coming on board as well. Our MLAs, ministers, that will be there, and that is the general.